Hello everyone, I'm Neela Pandya and you are learning communication skill with me. In my previous video, we discussed what communication is and what we share while communicating. Now this exchanging or sharing idea passes through various stages and include some elements. This is called communication process or communication cycle. There are 7 basic elements of communication process. They are the sender, the message, encoding the message, the medium or channel, the receiver, decoding the message, and feedback. In order to transmit the message successfully, it needs to pass through each of these 7 elements. When a message has not been successfully sent, you can look through each of the 7 steps to see where the issue lies. This will help you to remove the barrier to communication in the workplace. The first stage is ideation. In this stage, the idea is sent by the sender as an encoded message. So this includes sender, message, and encoding. Now let us see these elements, how they work in the stage of ideation. First is the sender. The sender or the communicator or transmitter is the person who wants to share ideas, provide instructions, or give information to someone else. Source or idea is with the sender. So sender must know what he or she wants to convey and what result is needed. For example, a teacher asks her students to submit an assignment on or before a particular date. Then here, the teacher is a sender and she is clear about her message and result that her message will bring. Second element is the message. The message is the idea or information that is being shared in the basic communication process. Types of communication include verbal and written communication. In verbal communication, the message is what is being said by the sender. In written communication, the message is the content that is being shared by the sender. Remember in our example, the teacher's message to student is to submit an assignment on or before a particular date. Number 3 is encoding. Encoding is the process of converting the idea of the message into words, symbols, images, gestures, or body language. It is the way the idea is communicated so the receiver will understand it. In our example, the message of the teacher is encoded in words and language is English. Now the second stage of communication, it is called transmission of the message. It includes the element of channel. So element number 4 is channel. Sometimes in this stage, medium and channel are used as interchangeable terms. But there is a difference. What is medium then? Medium is a means to express the ideas or message. It could be oral medium, written medium, or these both in the form of audiovisual medium, which is generally known as multimedia. So here in our example, teacher, the sender, can choose to communicate orally, in writing as well as in audiovisual medium. Then what is the channel? It is the route through which the message is passed to the receiver. Channel could be face-to-face, notice, email, newspaper, television, magazine, etc. In our example, if the teacher asks students orally, then the channel could be face-to-face. Or if she does not ask face-to-face but chooses to tell the students orally, then it could be announced on a loudspeaker if the college or school has that facility. Or if she chooses written medium, then the channel could be in the form of notice or email. Once the channel is decided, we enter the third stage of the process, and that is reception. Receiver is the 5th element of the communication process. The receiver is the person or people for whom the message is intended. They are also sometimes called the interpreter. Their goal is to understand the message that is being sent to them. In our example, the receiver or recipient is students. Now, sixth element is decoding. What is decoding of the message? The decoding of the message happens when the receiver translates the message into the language he can understand. It includes receiver's ability to read and comprehend, listen actively, or ask clarifying questions when needed. In our example, the students who are receiving the message about the submitting an assignment will listen to the speech face to face or on loudspeaker actively, or read the notice on the board or mail sent to them accurately and digest the words that are being used to communicate the message. Next comes the fourth and final stage of communication process called response. This includes the seventh element of feedback. Feedback is the response that the receiver provides to the sender. This tells the sender that the message has been understood the way it was meant to be understood. As soon as the sender receives the feedback, the communication process comes to an end. It begins again when someone else sends a message. For example, once the students submit the assignment, the teacher's basic communication process is complete. Feedback is a wide concept in communication process. Please watch my another video on that for better understanding. Now let us pay attention to other communication factors that are very important to understand this process. These factors are noise and context. Noise and context are elements of communication that can change the way the message is received or interpreted. Noise refers to a barrier such as a literal sound or visual distractions that interfere with the message reception. Watch my also other videos on noise where kinds of noise are discussed. In our example, if students have poor listening skills or read notice hurriedly or inaccurately, then there are chances that students may submit the assignment late. Context refer to physical, social or cultural elements that may change the way the message is understood. In our example, the context is English language. Students must share common background, must know English language to decode and understand the message. Now let us review today's learning. The communication process is relatively simple and is divided into three basic components: a sender, a channel and a receiver. The sender will initiate the communication process by developing an idea into a message, also known as encoding. The sender will then transmit the message through a channel or a method of delivery. The message moves through the channel to a receiver who completes the communication process by interpreting and assigning meaning to the message, also known as decoding. Since communication is rarely a one-way exchange of information, a feedback loop was added to ensure a message is properly received, interpreted and understood by the other party. And understanding occurs when such party can agree on what was being communicated without the need of inferences or assumptions. Noise is defined as any inference that causes a disruption between sender and a receiver in the communication process. And lastly, the sender should keep the context of the audience in mind from the beginning to the end of the process. So that was all for today. Hope this video has helped you to understand the basic process of all kinds of communication. Until next, good luck to you.